Hi, everyone, and welcome to Mastering the Shadows. I am your host, Mystically, and today we're going to be focusing on the tarot again, and specifically the suit of the swords. That is talking about our state, our mind, our mental health, that battle going on between those things that get implanted in our head versus our own self truth thinking within our brain. So, we're going to be talking about all of that today and just I'm going to be doing some free readings and we're going to just kind of be exploring that. So I'm really excited. Hey Angie, welcome. Hey Gloria, hey Jeanette, hey Letitia, hey Amber. I'm so glad to see you guys here. And when you introduce yourself, if you wouldn't mind putting in the comments where specifically you're joining in from, whether it be like the US or Australia or wherever. I think that is one of the things I love about doing live podcasts and just the internet in general is it's magic. We get to defy all of space and time and all be in this present moment together. So I think it's so cool. So I always just want to see like where everyone's popping in from. So Angie's all the way from Scotland. Danielle is from Pittsburgh. Jeanette is from Michigan. Letitia is in South Carolina. Muhammad is all the way from Detroit, Michigan. Amber is from California. So this is so exciting. We just have all of us hanging out here from like literally all over the world. So welcome. So we are going to be focusing on our swords. So for any of you who are wanting to kind of use, I just totally spilled my cards everywhere. Woohoo! Um, for those of you who are wanting to utilize the actual tool itself, right? Like last week, was it last week? The last couple of weeks, I was talking about the Pentacle tool, right? That's our health, our wealth, and our inner circle. And I've been talking about the Pentacle tool for almost 2 years. Unfortunately, Facebook took down like 13 months worth of videos specifically talking about our Pentacle tool, but this is something we've already covered in the past. And now I'm feeling that we've talked so much about our health, our wealth, and our inner circle that it's really time to talk about our mind, right? Our sword. So you have your pentacle tool, and then for your sword, like I have a crystal that I use that is selenite that's shaped in a sword. You can use just a kitchen knife if you need one, anything that represents sword energy, and you can put this in your sacred space to help bring in that mental energy. I like to use this with selenite because I do have a history with ADHD and like with some depression. And so I feel that if my mind is ever getting away from me and I need to center it, going into meditation with something like selenite, which is a crystal that clears your energy, and also with it being a sword, allows me to cut out anything that's attaching to my mindset that I feel is not part of my self truth. That's not part of my self truth trying to discuss and open and explore and experience, right? And we all get things that are put into our brains that are not part of our self truth, whether it be from watching media or even music or listening to our friends or others a little bit more than our self truth. I mean, we're going to explore all of that. So, and since this is a little bit newer for me to talk about, I am probably going to need to use my tarot book. Where is it? It's around here somewhere. I'm going to find it. If not, I have another one. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. And I'm going to do some live readings for you guys while you're here. So Gloria is from Connecticut. Roy Garcia is from West Texas. I hear it's hot in Texas. Maria, hello. Welcome. First time here. All right. So I'm going to pull out. Where is my book? That's going to get frustrating fast. That's fine. I'll just find another book if I need to. I'm going to pull out all the sword cards from the deck. So that way we can, yeah, that's what I'm going to be pulling from specifically. So that's, you are cups, not swords. Give me just a moment while I go through this real quick. Sorry, I totally should have had this done beforehand, but I am last minute Lee, so I am not always the most organized. But that could be something going on in my swords, right? because again, that's talking about my mind. What is my mind thinking about? Why are my actions not where they need to be? Because my mind has me somewhere else. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. Oh, these are color coded. I didn't realize that till now. That makes it much easier. Okay. So who would like a reading? Go ahead and actually, you know what? Let's clear the air and the energy before we start pulling cards, right? Because it's really good to clear our energy so that way, as we're connecting to the supernatural, we make sure that it is part of our self-truth reaching out, not our self-truth mixed up with energy we picked up from driving or energy we picked up from working with somebody at work that wasn't quite right, or you know, all those situations. We pick up energy all the time. So as we do this, let's just take a deep breath, because I feel like I need to clear some energy too. My energy feels a little all over the place. It feels kind of ADHD at the moment. So yeah, I need to clear my energy as well. So we're all going to do that. We are just going to take a big deep breath in, right? Muhammad says, I'm ADHD. My mind is always wandering, right? So meditation can be important. And meditation doesn't have to be 20 minutes, doesn't have to be 30 minutes. It can be like just focusing on your breath for just a few seconds can be that moment of meditation that brings you back down into balance. Just breathing in through our nose, holding it, and breathing out through our mouth. Accessing our heart chakra, our door between the higher and lower self, allowing for that energy to balance out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in as you bring in that fresh, vibrant air. Breathing out as you relax and release all things that do not belong to your self-truth. Allowing that tension in your shoulders to drop and relax. Allowing for your shoulders to let go as that energy rolls down your spine. Breathing in and out as that tension in your chest lets go and the knots inside your stomach unwind. Unwinding down through your hips, unwinding down through your thighs, down through your knees. Breathing in and out as the energy continues to roll down through your ankles. Moving all the way down through the heels of your feet and all the way out. All the way out, so that way you are fresh and vibrant as you let it go. Let it flow down to be reutilized by the universe. All right, now that we've really allowed all this energy to just be cleared out and allowing for our self-truth energy to come in, go ahead and put down in the comments if you're interested in a reading. And if you like videos like this, if you wouldn't mind just hitting the like or the thumbs up and just sharing it out. That way, you know, the video gets put in the algorithms and more people who resonate on our vibration can join in, because, you know, the more that match our vibration that join in, the louder that vibration gets, right? And I think it's time we all talk a little bit more about our mental state, right? So, all right. Hey, Wild Bill. First time from Atlanta, Georgia. Well, you're right down the street from me. All right. Yes. So I am feeling really connected to you, Gloria. So I'm going to do the first card for Gloria. And you know what, before I get started, because like I said, this is the first time I'm really exploring this in the swords. So while I am going to be able to pull some information intuitively, I am not as freshened up on all the cards. So let me grab my book real quick, because you know it is great to have different books. People have different theories with the numbers, and it's always good to just keep your mind open. Maybe it'll resonate or not. All right, let me grab a book real quick. Okay. So the book that I will be using today, as you guys know, I always like to show you which books I'm getting my information from. That way you guys can explore them as well, is going to be this book, which is for technically a different tarot deck, which I have. But we can pull it out a different day. All right. So, Gloria, I am pulling your card. So just breathing in and out. And again, this is all about connecting with our mind, our mental state. What is our mental state about right now? What is going on with your mental state, Gloria? What was Spirit like to communicate with you about your mental state? So we're talking about the Ace of Swords here. This is really talking about your state of mind coming all the way forward. And we're going to read the book first till I get real into it. So the quote that it says here is, against the backdrop of against the backdrop of a stormy sky, an ornate golden sword encrusted with jewels hangs in the heavens. Surrounded by a blue ribbon, the streamers symbolize triumph and celebration. So here we've got those blue ribbons as blue butterflies. So again, it's talking about your mental state coming forward. It's coming forward through transformation. You have gone through so many different turbulations, and you've learned from each one. Even when you feel like you have failed at something, you've actually really learned a big lesson from it. It's strange how sometimes failure teaches us the biggest lessons. And part of our state of mind is learning how to know that even at our failures, you've succeeded. Like you're in a good place right now. You have a lot of skills and a lot of things that are happening in your mind that are wanting to help give you that foundation to move forward in a more empowered place. So don't second guess yourself right now. Go with your gut instinct. Go with where your mind is going first, right? If you feel you need to take a moment to breathe it out and get your mind a little bit, like maybe you're in a situation, your mind's going a little crazy, just breathe for a moment, because really your mind is really clear. You have a lot of experiences that your mind can draw from. And that's what this card is talking about. It's talking about drawing from your past experiences and really being able to trust your own instincts, trust your own mind right now. It's going to keep leading you to a really good place. So I hope that resonates for you, Gloria. Yeah, you're saying so true. Okay. So, yeah. And there's a lot of red in this card, right? Even in this stormy sky, there's a lot of red, right? Because red symbolizes our root chakra, our foundation. You have a strong foundation that's there. You need to put your mind a little bit more forward. Allow your thoughts to be heard. Express them through your words to those around you. Got some great ideas. You're welcome. All right, who else would like a card? Gloria is like, got it. Awesome. All right, I need to put my glasses on. It's like I can see, but I can't see. All right, Angie, I feel really drawn to you for a card. And if you guys you can keep putting in the comments, I'd like a card. a card for me, or if you guys have any questions, because again, we're all in a very similar vibration here. So if we feel like a reading, we're being pulled to a reading, it's probably speaking to you as well. And if you have questions, feel free to put those in the comments as well. So I'm just using some sound vibration to clear the energy on this, Angie. And I am feeling that you yourself are also very, very sensitive to sound vibrations. So I don't know if you have like a little bell to keep at home, or to use like a gong or a Tibetan bowl or a bowl of some sort. But if you have one for your sacred space, it'll help you to clear things out of your mind when you're feeling like it's ramping up too much. Goodbye, Paul. Have a great day. Paul says that isn't what that card means at all. Spirit realm is reaching for anyone who thinks they can read cards. I'm out. It was great to see you. So Angie is saying I don't. So yeah, so getting some type of like a bell or even wind chimes to keep in your sacred space, something that you can kind of activate noise-wise, will help you kind of clear that space for your mind. All right, so I am focused on your energy, Angie. What is Spirit wanting to connect and convey with you when it comes to your mental state, to your mind, to that battlefield going on between your ears? All right, so here is your card, 9 of Swords. I know I'm not doing the double cameras like I normally am. It's because I was using my phone before and I think it was killing the battery. It's Amazon Prime Day. I just ordered a second camera. So hopefully by next week, I will be back up to the double cameras. And it looks like for some reason I'm not on the Spirit Realm Network website. So as you guys know, I had some internet issues for a few weeks. I'm sure it messed with all my stuff. So hopefully next week I'll have everything back up and going. All right. 9 of Pentacles. All right, Angie. A woman is shown opulently adorned in beautiful clothes and jewels. Oh, sorry. Wrong, totally wrong. How did I get from there to there? Okay. Swords. I was like, wait a moment. 9 of Swords. Okay. The woman depicted in this card appears to be trying to comfort herself. She sits upright in bed is serving her. Owls are commonly associated with wisdom. Here, instead of seeing an owl, we see the black crows, another symbol of wisdom, depending on which culture you're really talking about. So this is talking about, feelings of suffering and despair, a sense of anxiety, which we can see here in the card. I mean, this is talking about overthinking about some of the negative things that are going on around you. This is talking about just an anxiety that comes with it. It keeps you up at night. Sometimes it's good to be mindful of the negative things that are happening around us. It can allow you to prepare for that, but your mind is going into overdrive. It is thinking too much on the negative and not quite enough on solution creating. So this can be a hard one to kind of turn around, right? Because it's just all you're seeing is that negativity in your mind. Yeah, Angie is saying you lost your soulmate last week. So that is definitely going to cause a lot of anxiety, right? Because of all that you're experiencing. From what I'm seeing here in this card, it's not just about losing your soulmate. You're losing a foundation of how you connect to the world with that, and that's scary to you. It's not just the loss, it's also the not knowing of how to move forward, continuing like this. So how can we transition this energy for you, right? Because this staying up late at night, these thoughts in your mind are not being productive or helpful. It's, let me see. So spirit, part of it is mourning, right? You're going to be through this mourning process. So keeping those around you that support you is going to be really important. And don't hesitate to reach out. You don't have to feel these emotions alone. You don't have to feel these thoughts on your own. Reach out to those who are supportive. Reach out to those who loved your soulmate as much as you did, right? Share those good memories. Speak about them. That helps to keep that energy alive. It helps to keep your anxiety down, because it is remembering a truth. But then also, being open with some of these people about some of your fears that you have now moving forward, right? There's others that are, as in their mourning, they're also feeling some anxiety. And sometimes when we share a pain with someone, it actually helps that energy to kind of dissipate a little bit, or allows us to maybe feel that we have a little more control over it. But time is going to help heal this. And again, reaching out, just don't allow these thoughts to be stuck in your mind. Express them to, to those around you that can be supportive and healing. So Angie, thank you so much for allowing me to pull this card for you, and big giant hugs to you and to your soulmate during this time of transition. Big hugs. So, yes, Letitia is saying sending positive energy to you. Grief is hard. It is. Thank you, Letitia. It's important, Angie, that that those of us that you're reaching out to here in social media, like, we want to be supportive of you as well during this transition. And it's okay to take personal days, right? You need to sleep, and just like I said, reaching out to those to give you comfort. So, and if you need anything, don't hesitate to send a private message, right? If you need a little extra support. So, namaste. All right, so who else would like a reading? Yes, Jeanette is saying sorry for your loss. Ward is saying, and I think this is very interesting. Through my thoughts floating away from everyone, where no one can disturb, lives my soul that God will guard, that which makes me myself forever loved in my heart. Oh my gosh, Lord, I got goosebumps just reading that, and my eyes are like wanting to cry, because those words are so beautiful. And we kind of started off even with Angie talking about how sound vibrations affect us, and they do affect our minds. That's why we should be mindful of what we listen to, what we watch, what words we speak out loud. And I want to say this again, Ward, because your words here are so beautiful. And whenever our mind feels negative, there are words and mantras that we can say that really can shift our vibration. And again, Ward, thank you so much for commenting this, because it gave me goosebumps reading it. It's so beautiful. Through my thoughts floating away from everyone, where no one can disturb, lives my soul that God will guard, that which makes me myself forever loved in my heart. I absolutely love that. That is just so beautiful. You're welcome, Angie. Letitia's like, facts. So you're welcome. Thank you. All right, Maria, I am feeling really drawn to you. I was feeling a little drawn to you earlier, and now you're saying my life is in shambles. So we're talking about words right now. Think about what you just said, shambles. Your world is in shambles, right? That's your viewpoint right now. So let's take a big deep breath in, and then a deep breath out. All right, so here is the card. It kind of just already flipped up. So this is kind of what I was thinking a little bit. So I'm glad this card popped up, and why I was telling you to kind of breathe. It's about perception here, right? Your life is in shambles. That is definitely your perception, right? Just as you are feeling completely tied up, surrounded by nothing but sharp edges, you can't see. But here, this card's a little more intense than most of the Eight of Swords would be, because in a lot of the Eight of Swords, there are no birds keeping you tied down. Here, I am seeing that there are other things keeping you tied down. There's people around you who aren't very supportive of you, Maria. There are people who are saying unsupportive things to you. Constructive criticism is always amazing. However, there's a difference between constructive criticism and just criticism. And sometimes it takes some opening your eyes a little bit more and a little bit more wisdom to tell the difference between someone criticizing you and someone giving you constructive criticism. And here I'm seeing that somebody is giving you criticism and you're taking it a bit like constructive criticism. And so they're keeping you bound up. But as you kind of try and feel around in your situation in life right now, even in your mind, you're wanting to expand, right? But every time you expand, you're feeling a sharp edge. Well, here the trick is those sharp edges around you can help cut you loose from these bonds that are keeping you tied down and blinded up. So again, there are things around you that you want to explore, right? Your life feels like it's in shambles because it's time for a major shift. Almost like the death card here. Not that it's a negative thing. The death card just means that there's massive transition happening. You're going through massive transition, and you need to go ahead and try to expand yourself, push yourself out a little bit more, explore a little bit more. It's scary. You feel those sharp edges and it's scary, but those sharp edges can help you to unbind yourself from these whispers, from these gossips, from these other perspectives people are giving you that are keeping you bound up and restricted. So, and Maria saying yes, and oh my, and that your son has also passed away. So we're dealing with a lot of loss here, right? So Angie's just lost a loved one. You've lost your son, which, right, like a soulmate losing your child, right, is, I mean, that's another huge toll on you and part of who you are, and you're, pulling at your mind. And there, like I said, there are other people around you that are not being verbally supportive of you as you're still grieving through this. Everyone's grief is a little different. And looking for those around you who can understand your grief and talk you through it, right? And it can be, like I said, it can be scary to explore those new things, opening yourself up to new people. But you're going to get through this, Maria. You're going to get through this. Just the big thing here is being able to expand beyond those sharp edges that feel painful. So Letitia is saying hugs around the room at this point, right, Letitia? Everyone just needs a hug. And I mean, what else can scramble our mind more than losing the physical being that we love so much, right? Those spirits leaving the temple of those individuals that we love so much. And, I want to remind both you, Maria, and Angie, that when we leave our temple, right, our physical body is a temple that our spirit is just residing in. And that, their spirits are just beyond the veil, right? And there are certain times that you're going to hear a song and you're going to be remembered of them, or you're going to smell a smell and all of a sudden you're going to have a memory like it just happened a moment ago. These are their spirits still lingering around you, still being connected with you. It still wanting to, to keep that connection, and you have those moments and embrace them because they are forever going to still be around you. It's just, being mindful of those positive memories, right? So Maria, thank you so much for opening up your energy to me to allow me to, channel this message for all of us. We all kind of need to know to, when we're dealing through something so intense that, we should continue to expand ourselves even when it's scary. And I know that that's not easy for you and to open your energy up like that. So thank you again so much, and you're welcome. So There's not such only as. So we have another person here from Tarot Destroyer. The scriptures were written by the Spirit. The scriptures. I would like to know if you're with us, Tarot Destroyer, which scriptures, right? There's so many scriptures. The scriptures are written by the Spirit of God. I'm sure all scriptures are written by the Spirit of God and have a meaning, not such only as is apparent at first sight, but also another which escapes the notice of most. I would agree with that. I'm sure that's with most scriptures and most books, right? That's why we like to reread our favorite books more than once, because when you read your favorite scriptures or your favorite books more than one time, you always read something different and your mind gets to expand. It is so awesome. So thank you so much for posting that and reminding us of that. So yes, all right, Jennifer, I see you loud and proud. And then Jeanette is saying, so sorry for all losses. You never truly heal. Grief just changes. And that's true, Jeanette. It does. It changes over time. So yes, Jennifer. So I'm feeling really drawn to you for the next reading. So clear the cards. All right, Jennifer, here we go. Knight of Swords, right? So remember, our knights are talking about expanding skills that we already have, right? Because the page is when we're starting something new, right? Expanding our minds for the first time. But the knight is a little more mature than that. All right, where are my knights in this book? Knight of Swords. Okay. So this is what this book says. The knight is the only one showing his sword. And our knight of swords, he's not showing his sword. However, his sword represents his ability to take fearless action. His sword is raised to an observant owl representing wisdom. The job of the Knight of Swords is to teach us to use discernment, right? To see things as they really are and to have the strength to deal with them appropriately. Since doing so is difficult when we feel highly charged emotionally, it can create feelings of turmoil instead, right? So this is one thing I actually couldn't decide when I first started the video today whether to do cups or to do swords, because it was quite a thunderstorm. Because our emotions tie into our state of mind so much. Our emotions tie into what our mind is thinking. And a lot of times our emotions can even override the logic of our mind, right? Sometimes our mind can be negative and then interfere with our emotions. Here it is talking about being mindful of our emotions, just being mindful of how you're feeling. Do your emotions feel in check, or do they feel very inflamed and passionate? It's totally okay to have passionate emotions. We need to have passionate emotions. It allows for our self-truth to fight for itself, to take action. However, this card is talking about being mindful and making sure your emotions are checked and in balance before you take action. Think, right? Sometimes this can be hard, especially when our emotions are running high. That is when we can use our breath, right? And I say this in all of our videos, in all my videos. I feel like it's something that can't be said enough. I know it's something that I need to practice more. That's why I feel like it can't be said enough, because we could all practice more of it. Is when we feel our emotions are out of balance, is just to breathe. Anytime we feel anything inside of us is not in balance, just breathe. Breathe in and out as you think about it. Overthink, think, all right, my emotions are really intense right now. Let's bring it down. All right. bringing it down. All right, this situation, this is what's happening. This is why it's happening. These are the options of what we can deal with this. You know, breathing in and breathing out as you're thinking about it, right? This allows for that discernment to come up and the emotions to subside. Again, breathing in and out, allowing for yourself to regulate that energy through your system, right? Because emotions can be healthy. It's a lot of energy there, but we want to make sure there's discernment. We want to make sure you're thinking, your mind is in control rather than your emotions being in control. Breathing it out as you're thinking and you're self-talking. And if you feel you need to be quick and that person's not letting you be quick, you just sit there and say, hold on, okay? And take those pauses in between while you're breathing. And if you have to let them see you kind of breathe a little bit, hold on. All right, allowing yourself to think, allow that to happen because you need those moments of discernment, okay? Allow your passion to come up and being yourself being like, okay, all right, okay, just give me a minute. Allow your emotions to come out that way as your mind allows for that discernment. And you're going to be able to get through that a little bit more. So I hope that, Jennifer, I hope that that resonates with you. I know that that's a lot. That's a lot of breathing. We all kind of get in that place, right? We're not quite the masters, right? Because we're not quite the king. But we're not new, right? You're not new to this. So it's just about breathing and thinking through what, what's happening inside your mind. Yes, Letitia, like a wave. Yes, allowing those emotions to flow out a minute as you're allowing your mind to think it through. So, all right, Jennifer, thank you so much for allowing me to pull that card for you. If you have any questions, please put that in the comments. All right, who else would like a reading? And again, if you like this video, if you like talking about mental health and talking about swords and tarot, please share this video out, just so those that are like-minded can have access to it. And like I said, the more that we congregate together, the more intense that energy and that vibration grows. And, we all move a little bit quicker when we're all together. So, all right, Ward, I am feeling really drawn to you. You're welcome, Jennifer. All right, Ward, I'm going to pull this next card for you. And again, guys, just keep putting in the comments. If you feel like I'm not getting drawn to you, just take a big breather. Allow your energy to be balanced. It makes it a lot clearer for me to see you and to pick up on your energy. And you can post as many times as you like in the comment section because I'm ADHD. And if you keep posting it, your name might really be what sticks up next in my head. So Rachel's asking, are you going to the top of the reading request list or so no, Rachel, I'm like severely ADHD, and I can't keep up with that in my head. So yes, please put that in the comments as much as you would like, to request for a reading. I just get kind of pulled to whoever I get pulled to. So, all right, Ward, I am thinking of your energy. What is Spirit wanting to communicate about your mental state, your mental health, that battle going on between your ears? What kind of advice or evidence or information? All right. So here is your card here, the Five of Swords. Well, I think the card speaks a little bit for itself with the backstabbing going on. I don't know if you definitely have had some, I mean, that's hard, feeling stabbed in the back, especially from someone that you feel that you could have trusted. So here it is saying, in the breaking light of day, we witness what has been a battleground, a battle. A lone figure stands holding this is okay. A lone figure is holding 5 swords in a victorious pose, appearing totally oblivious to the suffering and devastation of those around them. There are no flying banners here to signify him as a hero, nor his actions as any to celebrate. So this card obviously is not the same as all 5 of swords. However, there is, it's a 5 of swords. Here we're talking a bit more about being stabbed in the back. I don't know how well this is coming up on the video, but he who looks like an angel has 3 swords while she has 2 swords stabbed in her back. This is talking about how am I going to put this? Sometimes we get stabbed in the back by people, and other people around us, they don't praise them, but they kind of just look the other way because they look up to that person in general, and that person might feel like they did a duty, but really it is just like an ego battle. Here, this 5 of swords is really, it's a great representation of an ego battle going on. You're saying, yes, lost a couple people last year by falsity. Yes. And that's the hardest, right? When it's not even true. I mean, that's the stabbing in the back, right? And it's an ego battle. It's because the other person had to be seen a certain way. See, this is the thing with ego. A lot of us talk about ego. How people used to express ego in the past is not really how people express ego today. A lot of us, we look down on ego, right? Ego is something to be destroyed. Ego often can be inflamed, and that is definitely a problem, but we should never destroy our egos. Our egos, when they feel threatened, will overinflame itself. So we need to know how to nurture our ego in a very proper way. Here it is showing me we've got yin and yang here, right? We've got the yin in the back. He is dressed in the yin, and then she is in the yang, the white, right? She's the one who's stabbed in the back. So this is showing me here that with being stabbed in the back, you are able to just kind of take it and walk away with it, allowing you to grow wiser with it. Let's see here. You are saying, but it made me wiser. I can protect myself better now. So yes, exactly. And as you can see here, there's a bit of a cycle here going on with, with the birds. And over here, this is talking about a cycle. I'm getting a sense here that what you experienced was also karmic, something from a past life that worked its way through. Again, I'm getting a strong sense that this has to do with your ego a bit, just with knowing how to claim your ego in a positive and nurturing way. Because sometimes as egos can inflame, they can also deflate. And when our egos deflate, it's like we have a small foundation and a small aura of our self-truth. And it's just a lot of, I just am seeing a lot of energy here with ego. And just, I'm getting a huge message here for you that your ego is beautiful. You have a beautiful ego. You are a beautiful being. Your individuality is beautiful and should be celebrated. Ego is individuality, by the way. And we have to somewhat be in our ego so that when we go back to the collective, we can bring that individual perspective back to the collective, that individual perspective. So it's okay to be different from others. It's okay to feel like you need to say no. It's okay to say, hey, that's not right. These are all things that I'm hearing that you to express it a little bit more, express your ego, your individuality, and call it, what it is, your ego. I'm just getting all this, like hearing that doing this is going to just continue on this path of protection and healing and wisdom growing. But that this is a cycle you've done before, and it's a cycle you are continuing to be successful at, because you do grow in wisdom every time the cycle repeats, and it repeats in different ways. So I hope that makes sense, Ward, because I feel like if I keep talking, it's just going to be like just a lot of rambling at this point. So Nancy is asking, ego is not the same as narcissism, ? Nancy, that is a fantastic question, because I think that is what modern society has really related ego to, is narcissism today. Narcissism can be a form of self-love. Historically speaking, that's what a narcissist was, somebody who was like really in love with themselves. But now we see that a lot of times what we call narcissism is actually people who are lacking self-love. But they do all work with ego. They're all connected in ego and how we treat our own ego, right? Being in balance with our ego. It's great to be centered with who we are, but right, if our ego is overinflamed, we can be a narcissist. If our ego is deflated, people can become narcissistic, right? Narcissism is a side effect of someone who doesn't have a healthy relationship with their ego, if that makes more sense. So thank you so much, Ward, for allowing me to pull this card for you, the Five of Swords. I think all of us, could get a little wiser from learning being stabbed in the back. And I think it's amazing that you've already learned how to transition that energy, and that you're really good at transitioning energy. So thank you so much for allowing me to connect energetically with you today. I've been getting a lot of goosebumps. So I know that your energy is just even on a different plane than mine is most of the time. So it feels really good to just be connected and being exposed to your aura. So I feel really blessed with that. And thank you so much. So yes, Autumn, I am giving free readings. So if you guys would like one, go ahead and put that in the comments. I'm going to see who I'm pulled to next. Ward is saying, I did. Thank you. I know I am not perfect, but I also know that what makes me the person I am today. It's perfect for me. I never accepted myself as who I was, but I try to do that part better now. And that's exactly what this card for you for Five of Swords is all about, is just that self-acceptance and just everything you said. I mean, it's just, it's so healthy. You are already on that path. I am just here to say, keep going, because you're keeping on growing. So, hey, Jessica, welcome. First time here. Are you from Brazil? As your name says, Jessica Brazil Dominguez. Again, guys, if you guys are tuning in for the first time, I love for you guys to put in the comments specifically where you're from, because I just, again, think it's so cool. Maybe that's my ego being like, look at me, I'm hanging out with all these people from all over the world right here in my chair. It makes me feel so cool. Thomas is all the way from Ohio. So, all right. Hey, yes, Autumn, first time here. Nikki is also from Atlanta. So we definitely got some people here from the ATL. I guess I'm in that crowd too. I'm over in Marietta, so 20-minute drive. All right, Danielle, I am feeling really drawn to you. So I'm going to pull the next card for you. Suzanne is from San Diego, California. Nancy is from Tennessee. I love this. All over. Cheryl's from Red Jacket, West Virginia. Tammy is from Minnesota. Joe is from Odessa, Texas. Jessica is from California. She says, thank you. You're welcome. Thank you for joining in. Jessica says CA. I'm now I'm going to get really confused because Crystal right below you says CA Ontario. See, this is what happens when I take my glasses off. A's and O's all look the same. CA Ontario. So now I'm like, is CA, Jessica, is that California or Canada? The abbreviations here. All right, Danielle. Danielle, I am feeling connected to you. Suzanne is from Canada. Danielle, I'm focusing on your energy right now. So Danielle, we are focusing on your mind, your mental state, your self-talk, those whispers in your mind that are from those around you, that battle in between your ears. What does Spirit want to say about it? What does Spirit want to reveal? What kind of advice does Spirit want to relay? Queen of Swords. Ooh, I love this. Tina is from Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania. All right, Danielle, Queen of Swords. This is a fantastic card. It's really showing me that you're growing in your mental state. The Queen is about nurturing. She is our yin energy. She's about that lower part of ourself rising up, right? This is talking about more of those nurturing thoughts, right? This is a great time if you're not using mantras in the mornings when you wake up, positive mantras. Now's a great time to start doing that, because whatever mantras you're going to be speaking out loud, they're going to get into your mind in a way to aid it in manifesting. So what does the book say about the Queen of Swords? Let me put my glasses back on. All right. The Queen of Swords is an independent woman who takes a no-nonsense approach. Her foresight manner can make her seem unemotional. However, she has a strong sense of fair play with good reasoning, mind, and excellent perception. She has mastered the ability to put emotion aside to concentrate on logic and facts. Note how she holds her sword to the illumination of the light in this card, symbolic of the wisdom and clarity of thought swords can bring. Again, we see the butterflies here, right? Talking about transformation. So Danielle is saying, I do when I hear those depressing thoughts, right? So So you're already active with being able to take that control over your mind, right? Because she's saying, I do when I hear those depressing thoughts, right? She speaks those mantras to alter her thought patterns, right? That's being in control. You're taking control of your mind. You're being able to, depression is like pulling on emotional strings. It pulls on those emotions to create this chatter in the mind that can be like really negative. But this is, again, talking about your ability to take control of that, taking control over those emotions, being able to breathe through them. So this card is really talking about just your mental maturity and how your tool set that you've been using, it works for you. I'm glad I kind of said that before I read the card that talking about the positive mantras, because I think this is just really just the universe just wanting to say, hey, you're doing a really good job, keep it up, and share what works with you with others, because there's a lot of people who can learn from you. There's a lot of people who could be benefiting from you, be nurtured by you. And it's, obviously don't feel pressure to go around running and telling everyone, but definitely talk a little bit more about it. There are those who really are going to be inspired and really look, this is like a leadership role in a way. And sometimes we don't want leadership roles, but that's what makes you the better leader for it, is just you being you. So yeah, Danielle is saying, that card fit me like a glove. Yes, it did. Thank you so much, Danielle, for allowing me to pull that information from you. I think that a lot of us could definitely use a lot more tips on how to take back control of our own minds when that depression demon or entity strikes. So yes, Danielle is saying, I am such a healer, so I tell a lot of people who have issues. Yes, awesome. Keep it up. And you have any links that I can follow, please put that either in the comments or just send me a personal message with that, because I would love to hear more about it. Like I said, this is the first time I'm really getting into the swords and really digging deep into them. So I'm all about wanting to learn so much more about transitioning our thoughts and having more control over that whole thought pattern. And as you guys can see, as we're getting through the swords, it really does relate a lot to our emotions, which are the cups. And like I said, I did have a hard time deciding, should I go with the swords first or the cups? And I think the swords are really showing us that while our mind is really important, it is so connected to our cups and to our emotions. So when I do go through expressing our cups and talking about it a bit more, we'll really realize the significance of our emotions, other than it just being emotions, but like how it affects our thinking. So yeah. So Ward is saying, very high along the rainbow, our love flies along the sky, where after the rain our worries fade away, and the sun full of joy takes away our pain. A place from above, a place full of endless love. I love that. That's so beautiful. See, Ward's got all the poems that I need access to. These are such beautiful words. Ward, you're gonna have to send me a private message, because I want to talk to you more about your mantras, because these are just such beautiful poems that you're writing here in the comments. So yes, Danielle is saying, healer by nature, not really out in the public, but always willing to help if anyone needs. Yes. And that's exactly what I was seeing with that Queen of Cards, because, Queen, that's yin energy, that's feminine energy, that's that dark energy, that lower vibration, but it's nurturing. It's incredibly thick with nurturing energy, and that's just really what I'm seeing from this is your wisdom, your leadership, and it all being coming from that nurturing place. So, all right. So, Tina, I feel drawn to you for the next card. And again, you guys, if you like this video and this content, please share it out. If you feel like you keep putting your name in the comments and I'm not being drawn to you, just take that big, deep breath in and breathe in and out, allowing for your self-truth to be a little more balanced and a little louder for me to see. All right, Tina. So the universe, what does the universe have to share about your mental state? What's going on in your mind? What is your self-talk and that chatter going on between your ears? That battle going on between your thoughts? What does Spirit want to say? What does Spirit want to advise? Danielle is saying, thank you so very much. I felt the need if confirmation of my journey. You're welcome. Definitely confirmation you got. And Tina got the King of Swords. So we are on a roll here with some more upper mind thinking here, right? So what does the King of Swords say according to this book? That's King of Wands. King of the Swords of our mindset, right? All right. So I'm going to read the book, and then I'm going to, pull in some more intuitive energy and information from that. The King of Swords' throne sits in his elements of air. His sword is prominently displayed, and he appears to be in deep thought. The King of Swords has a cool, detached air, which makes him rather difficult to fathom. A case of still waters runs deep, which can make him intriguing. Usually he is strong, with an easy air of authority and a just nature. He is a rational man with analytic thinking who prefers logic to emotion and likes clear set rules. Emotionally, he can appear misleading, for although he tends not to make great shows of public emotion, as a partner, he is strong and loyal to his loved ones and takes his responsibility seriously. That's a lot of information, right? So we were talking earlier, right, with the Queen of Swords being all about that yin energy, that feminine energy, that, nurturing energy. Here we've got the masculine side of that, right? That higher vibration, that yang energy, that masculine energy. both of them can seem a little detached because for some reason, when we step away from emotions and we step closer towards logic, we feel we as humans for some reason take that as being detached, right? That's because we're passionate creatures. We are naturally super passionate. And of course, authority figures don't like passionate individuals because, right, it can mess with logic. Sometimes our minds, we're so detached from our emotions, we can even seem illogical. But this is talking about detaching from our emotions to be able to see things more clearly. What else was I going to say? My mind just totally went somewhere else for a second. This card is also talking about being able to take leadership and authority. I'm getting the sense here that maybe in the past, Tina, you weren't necessarily taking those leadership roles. Maybe because you could tell that people felt that you were being cold in what you were saying. So you kind of, because you were being perceived as not warm, but cold or detached, you thought there was something bad with that, and you kind of blocked that part of yourself. This card, again, is to remind you that this type of thinking, this type of very yang, high vibrational thinking, can come across as emotional and detached. Again, nothing wrong with that. It's time to embrace this part of yourself. It's going to put you in some leadership roles. It's going to be able to allow you to lead others to a better situation for them and a better situation for you. So again, this card is mostly talking about just being comfortable with your logical self that seems a little colder and a little more distant, because it's part of that balance. And again, to accept those parts of yourself. So I hope that resonates. And thank you so much, Tina, because that is a lot of us, like, we kind of struggle with that, right? I think society struggles with this type of energy, this yang sword masculine energy of feeling distant and non-emotional, but logical. The world is about, really matching up the King of Swords with the Queen of Cups, right? Having that masculine mindset. It's a lot going on there. So you're welcome, Tina. Danielle is saying, normally when one translates to English, it does sound so beautiful. I feel foreign language often speaks more colorfully. Yes, I absolutely. Oh, that's because Ward was saying I write normally in my language, but I try to write them over in English, but I need to do it different to make it rhyme. Oh my gosh. Ward, you're like, what, a word wizard? I'm going to have fun talking to you. Elsa, I'm finally coming out as I keep being pulled to nature and feel and teach people to use their voice and stay in their power. Lisa, that is awesome. That is so amazing. We need so much more of that in this world. Like, so many people, like, their self-expression, throat chakra have been affected. And we definitely need more warriors like you to help, to help pull us up like that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being you. So, all right, guys. So we have actually gone past 6 o'clock. So my show is normally from 5 to 6 every Wednesday, 5 p.m. USA Eastern Time, 5 to 6. And I'll be doing a lot of live readings, maybe have a guest on the show. It's all about exploring those harder, darker, tougher topics. And, I think we really saw that here today, that shadow energy of dealing with loss. And again, I want to reach out to you guys who just lost your loved ones, your soulmate and your son. I mean, that's tough. That's definitely a lot of shadow work there. And again, even dealing with these higher vibrations with the mind, right? Feeling disconnected from those emotions, seeing like we're distant, but those are things that we see as shadows. They're really positive, and embracing those parts of ourselves for balance. So thank you guys again so much. If you enjoyed this video, again, please, please, please share it out. Just because, again, let's get this vibration moving. Let's get more of those who vibrate like us connected so that this energy can continue to grow. And thank you guys so much. And Danielle's asking, what pitch is your bowl? That's a great question. I have no idea. All I know is that this is a handmade bowl, which you can kind of tell with the way it's been beaten, and that they, tend to chime a little bit differently than I've got a chakra set one that is made with a machine that I can actually know specifically which tunes that those are into. So I don't know, but thank you, Danielle. That's a great question. So you're welcome, Nancy and Jessica and Cheryl. Take care, you guys. Have a magical rest of your week, and I hope to see you guys next week, right? Or actually, I'm going to be live on Fridays from now on about the same time. I'm going to be joined with my friend Jared talking about, we're going to be talking about solar flares this Friday. It's called Mystical Hot Topics. We're just going to be talking about hot topics that are happening around the world and just kind of looking at it from a mystical perspective. And so that's a new show. Last week was the first one talking about the Georgia Guidestones. And I was joined in with 3 others with that one. So this next Friday, it's going to be me and Jared, and we're going to be talking about solar flares, how they affect us, how they have affected us, and how you can prepare for them in the future, and just how it affects our energy. So thank you guys again so much, and I will see you next week. Take care.